So let's start with your introduction then.
Sir, I'm working in
Mm-hmm,
plant. So we have 32 plants in worldwide. So it's a Poland-based company.
mm-hmm,
I have completed my BTech in mechanical engineering after
mm-hmm,
diploma,
mm-hmm.
and right now pursuing my MTech in mechanical engineering.
Okay.
I have completed my S4 HANA certification in sourcing and procurement in September month,
Mm-hmm,
and right now working in Canpack India as a junior SAP consultant.
mm-hmm,
I have total 6.5 years of experience,
mm-hmm,
and in which in SAP I have 2.5 years of experience.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. So before SAP, what was your what?
Before SAP, I was working in accessory press component as a quality engineer. Then
Mm-hmm,
I have moved in Canpack India
mm-hmm,
as a production engineer. I was
mm-hmm,
working in Canpack India as a production engineer. Then in 2020, I moved to SAP department. Then I started working as a consultant in Canpack India as a SAP consultant. And right now, in this year, I have completed my certification.
mm. Okay. Okay. No issues. Okay. So you have mentioned you have worked on SAP 4.7 and ECC 6.0 and with S4 HANA also, right?
Yes, yes.
So can you let me know what is the difference between these all three modules, or let's say all three versions? Like what are the difference you find in 4.7 and 6, and what is the difference between, like what are the added features in S4 HANA and not there in ACC?
Uh, in S4 HANA, there are many transactions are eliminated. Like S4 HANA business partner transaction is assigned for the vendors and customer creation, and for also we can maintain employees as a business partner in S4 HANA.
Hmm,
This functionality is not available in ECC.
hmm.
So
So,
SK0, XK01, MK01, SK01, these are transactions are merged in BP.
hmm, okay, okay. So what is the difference between 4.6 and ECC 6? Why it is what is the difficulty in 4.7 and
Hmm?
why the ECC 6 has to come into the place?
Actually, I have read it, but actually not recognized that 4.7 and 6.0.
Hmm. Okay, okay,
Yes.
no issue, no issues. Okay. So you have worked on an implementation project in S4 HANA, right?
Actually, sir, it was implementation, but not that much of great role I have played in that implementation. There
Mm-hmm,
was my senior Vijay. He
mm-hmm,
worked on that implementation. I was there to help him in regarding just finding tables and giving him that details only.
mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
what are the fields that you have assisted on, like what tables and what are the role of you in the implementation project?
uh, I was there to him helping as creating FS documents
Mm-hmm,
for and finding the tables what he asked me to find and giving him into that Excel sheet so
mm-hmm,
he can move these tables into that FS document, and he prepared it with
mm.
my help.
Okay, okay. So still, do you have any knowledge on what are the, let's say, what are the organization structure or what are the process that have been configured in the implementation project?
Yes, yes, sir.
Hmm. So can you let me know what was your business process of your client in that implementation
Uh,
project?
Actually, sir, we Canpack India is a have a product-based company,
Mm,
and we have total, as I am said, 32 plants worldwide. So
mm,
we have our own team, which is based in Poland.
mm,
So yeah, we are working for our own organization.
mhm,
Yeah. So actually, we are producing can for beverages
mhm,
and glass bottles also.
mhm. Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, and I'm supporting for glass plants
Mhm.
here.
Okay.
We
So,
have.
mm,
Can we need to explain the business process?
yeah, please.
We have uh, raw materials entry in our
Mhm,
organization.
mhm.
Then these raw materials are converted into batches. So we have
Okay.
batch house.
Mhm,
Then these batches are then moved to the production
mhm,
for the production, and then this production happen and bottles are produced in our machines, and then these all move to the quality department.
mhm,
So quality
mhm,
department will check that bottles, and then these bottles will pack into the pallets, and these are moved to the warehouse, and
mhm,
after it was sold by warehouse department. This is
mhm.
the normal overview.
Okay. How did you configure it in SAP? What are the processes that you have mapped to SAP for these processes?
Actually, our PP consultant will play a major role in production. So
Mhm,
he use there is a process order, because
mhm,
we are the process industry.
mhm, mhm,
PPPI.
mhm,
Yeah. So with this process order, we maintain the batches.
mhm.
So reservation can happen automatically into the system when we
Okay.
consume the raw material.
Okay.
Yeah, and in that reservation, we maintain the bomb into that process order.
Mhm,
What type of raw materials we required in
mhm,
kgs or in
mhm,
tons,
mhm,
and then we maintain what packaging materials required for that batch to pack.
mhm,
So automatically reservation will happen, and system will consume that particular material and particular raw materials for that
mhm,
batch.
mhm,
This process will happen in our organization.
mhm. So you have where do you have your manufacturing plants?
Our plants, maximum plants in Europe, and
Mhm,
4 to 6 plants in US, and
mhm,
in South Asia
mhm,
also.
mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dubai and Russia, and then in India we have 3 plants.
Hmm. So you are supporting the worldwide clients, right? Worldwide plants you are
Well,
supporting.
South Asia, South.
South Asia only. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay. So how this like let's say your customers or your business partners, they are from means they are from your single country, or you are supplying to various places, or how this is happening?
We have Chairwell tool for
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
So in Southeast Asia, which we have whichever plants, they can uh, enter their tickets into that Chairwell. So we can handle with this tool all the uh, support tickets.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So uh, do you know the basic P2P cycle in a SAP?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So please explain that.
Basic, if any department required any kind of material or any services into their process, so they can identify it. So So determine that requirement. Then after determination, they can raise purchase requisition into the system, and their manager or upper level person can release it as per the release strategy. Then after release, purchase department can handle this requisition. They then send number of quotations. Uh, uh, we have requirement of after the 20,000 rupees. It is need to send quotations to the maximum minimum three suppliers. Below 20,000, we can raise a purchase order uh, with only one supplier. So if 20,000 amount will exceed, they send quotations to the supplier, then they compare with it. And after comparison, they can select one of the supplier, and the supplier can confirm it,
Mm-hmm.
the purchase order. And purchase order can send to the supplier, and this supplier sorry, before it, their manager will release this purchase order.
Mm-hmm.
So after release purchase order, this purchase order will send to the supplier can confirm the purchase order whether he can send the material or not.
Mm.
Okay, then this material will come into the organization. So our warehouse department will handle this material. They can place this material into their warehouses with a MIGO transaction,
Mm-hmm.
and then this invoices will send to the our uh, department, and they can release this invoice verification can done, and after that payment will release to the supplier.
Mm. Okay. So you have mentioned like you have responsible for creation of material master.
Yes, yes.
Mm. So you have created this on implementation project or support project?
Actually, we have MDM team in our organization itself,
Mm-hmm.
but I know I have a good knowledge on that material master also.
Mm. Okay. So you have mentioned the vendor master creation also. You have done this vendor master creation also?
Yes, yes, I have done.
Mm. Okay. So in which project you have configured this vendor master?
We had project of our can plant in Haryana
Mm.
near Delhi.
Mm.
So for that plant, we have configured this vendor masters.
Okay. So what have you done? You have means there is two parts to vendor creation, right? One is configuring the vendor master and one is for creating the vendor master. So which part you are responsible for?
For creating vendor master.
Okay.
And also I have configured the business partners also sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there are the requirement of creation of vendor master for the different type of vendors, like foreign vendors or Indian vendors. So we required different number ranges for it. So
Mm-hmm.
for this requirement, I have configured that vendor masters.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So you have also mentioned that you have customized this material group and material type, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So what is the material type and why we are using material type? What is the significance of material type in SAP?
Material type is the material type we required if there is a same type of attributes are available in the material. So we required if for example we have the raw materials or finished materials or packaging material. So
Mm-hmm.
for bifurcating it or for the specific identification, we require this material type. So by this material type, we can identify this is the packaging material, this is the raw material. So we can configure the materials mm, uh, and we can give this separate different number ranges to that material by using this material type.
Mm-hmm. So that is okay. But what is the significance of why do we need an SAP this different type of material type?
Uh, by this material type, we can give it separate different number ranges. We
Mm-hmm.
can give it separate valuation classes so that system will determine uh, proper valuation class, proper GL account, and also we can give it what type of displays user can see into the system. For
Mm-hmm.
this, we can use this material type. Without this material type, we cannot see user department views, or we cannot give it account category reference without this material type. So material type is important for these requirements.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So, you have also mentioned like you have created the purchasing document, PRPO, screen layout also you have configured, right?
Yeah.
So, can you explain in, let's say in PO screen, what are the customization that you have done or what are the field selection that you have done for PO?
PO.
Mm-hmm.
For PO, we use a standard NB PO in our organization
Mm-hmm.
actually right now, but
Okay.
there is a need of customization if required. Then
Mm-hmm.
we can use this document type, and then we can select is whether there is a new screen required, or whether any separate field or mandatory field we required in it, so we can configure it.
Mm. So, have you done any configuration on that?
No, not in pure document.
Mm. Okay. So, you also mentioned like you have experience on business scenarios on subcontracting process, right?
Yeah.
So, can you explain that subcontracting process?
uh, Subcontracting process is used to if we are required any material which processes are not happening in our organization, so we
Mm.
can send our raw materials to the vendor, and we can receive a good material in our organization. For this, we can use this subcontracting process.
Mm-hmm.
For this subcontracting process, we need to maintain BOM into the system,
Mm-hmm.
and if there is no BOM available into the system, so we can also explore a BOM option in PO.
Mm-hmm.
We can maintain it, and we can send this raw material to the vendor. So vendor will process that material and send this material to our organization.
Mm. How you are sending this material to vendor?
uh, 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 for the sending this material, we can maintain BOM, and then we need to use item category L as a subcontracting.
Mm-hmm.
So this process, with this we send this material by creating.
Mm. Do you know there is a process, challan process is there in subcontracting? Are you using that one?
mm, Challan process, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you know why we are using Chalan in subcontracting? Why do we use it?
Actually, I know challan process. Actually,
Mm,
we use this challan process for the if we required to send any uh, sample material to the any party or any vendor. So
mm,
we use this challan.
okay. Okay. Then how do you receive the material from the vendor?
Uh, we by this sending the material 541 movement type can happen into the system, and if, yeah, when receiving the material there is a 101 movement
Mm,
can happen, and with this we can receive this material. And by in background there is 543 movement with special stock indicator wo.
mm,
So system will consume that raw materials which we have sent to the supplier.
mm.
Yeah.
What are the accounting entries for subcontracting process?
Mm, accounting entries. BSX stock account will debit, and BSV subcontracting stock account will credit, and FRL subcontracting charges account debit, and GBB VBO subcontracting consumption of raw material account will credit. And then WRX account will debit, and if when material will receive in our plant, so BSX stock account will credit.
Mm, okay. Okay. So you also know about the sub consignment process also, right?
Yes.
So in consignment, how we can receive the material in our warehouse, subcontracting stock?
In consignment process is mainly used for the uh, when supplier will send us material. This material will lying on our plant, and the owner of that material will be the supplier. If when we consume that material, so uh, after the consumption we need to pay to the vendor.
Mm, okay. Okay. So what are the types of stock transfer orders are there?
Stock transfer, intercompany stock transfer and intra-company stock transfer.
Which one you are using?
We use intra-company stock transfer.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. So how do you configure this intra-company stock transfer order? What is the process that you are following?
For intra-company stock transfer, we send this material with 351 movement.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
We need
So
to actually for intra-company, I think we use uh, need to use UB document type.
for intra-company.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you have also mentioned that you have worked on ERS process, right?
Yes.
What is the requirement for ERS process? What is the basic requirement if we need the ERS to be there in place? What are the minimum requirement for that?
For ERS process.
Hmm.
For ERS process. In purchase info record, there is no ERS indicator, so it should not be ticked. And
Mm,
in purchase order, there is a ERS tick mark should be on.
mm,
And yeah, this is the basic requirement.
mm. In vendor master, there is any checkboxes for that?
Yes, yes. In vendor master also, e evaluated receipt settlement checkbox is there. So
Mm,
this checkbox need to be activated.
mm, mm. Okay. You have
Actually,
also
it is
men.
in S4HANA. It is name is changed in it in
Okay.
business partner.
Okay. Okay. So you have also mentioned that your experience on material pricing and tax process, right?
Uh, Not much in taxes.
Okay, no problem. So pricing procedure, you have configured the pricing procedure, or how means what kind of work you have done on pricing?
Uh, Pricing procedure. Actually, we have maintained condition records into the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. You have
So
also
if
mentioned,
uh, can I need to explain that pricing procedure or?
no, not need, no need.
Okay.
Okay. So you have also mentioned that you have knowledge on MRP procedure, right?
Yes.
So,
Actually, I have we use this MRP in our organization,
hmm,
but our PP consultant will use it for this
okay.
in because of we have process industry.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
have knowledge regarding MRP, no issue.
Mm-hmm. So in MRP, we have a MRP area. Why do we maintain that MRP area?
MRP area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think if you required to identify what material you are consuming in your system from which machines or which area. So we require to identify for identification of that area. We need to maintain that MRP area.
Mm. Okay. Do you know
As
what
like
is a MRP controller?
yes, yes, MRP. We have maintained the MRP controller
Mm-hmm.
as a as a manager's name. So
Mm-hmm.
if something material we are consuming from some area, so we can use this manager name as a MRP area to identification that we uh, consuming this material as from this controller.
Mm. Mm. Okay. Okay. So you have also mentioned that you have worked as a support consultant, right?
Yes.
So what are the challenges that you have faced in your like let's say in your recent days of support activity?
Uh, some challenges means uh, there is a material master updation into the system happened last time. So the data from uploading material master we have received from the our users.
Mm-hmm.
So some data as are missing into the system. So we have maintained that data manually into the system. Like in ROH, there are some uh, weights are not maintained into the system.
Mm-hmm.
uh, and conversion of that material, like if we are using material in packets and then material is given in grams or weight, so
Mm-hmm.
this we have maintained into the system.
Hmm.
and some PIR we have maintained into the system. There are some errors like price not fetched into this PO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So how price will trigger to the PO?
Mm, price if you have maintained purchase info record into the system, so system will detect it via access sequence and update into that conditions. And if there is no PIR, then system will search for last purchase order
Mm-hmm.
and price will update into it. And
Okay.
also as per the pricing procedure, we need to maintain uh, uh, purchase organization schema group and vendor schema group.
Mm-hmm.
So with this and we are using this purchase organization and vendor combination, so system will determine the pricing to the conditions.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So what are the types of ticket that you are getting in your support project?
Uh, uh, I have used uh, I am responsible here for the L1 and L2 tickets handling.
Mm-hmm.
So I uh, responsible for configuring the activation of evaluated disease settlement or if there is a vendor creation into the system, so I can create if there is a creation of material master into the system. So this type of tickets I can handle here.
Mm-hmm. So this creation of vendor master or creation of material master, how you are handling on this?
We can create this vendor master by using BP transaction. So if there is requirement of creation of vendor, like we have different type of vendor groups.
Mm-hmm.
So if there is requirement of we need to Indian customer, so we use this different group. If we required a foreign customer, so we use this foreign another vendor group.
Mm-hmm. So you have already mentioned that there is a MDM team in your company and they are supposed to create the material master. So why are you creating the material master and vendor master if there is a MDM
Uh,
team?
yes, yes. Actually, sir, if there is a requirement of huge material, we need to upload into the system. So our Poland-based company consultant will play this role. So
Mm-hmm.
if there is a requirement of any material master creation into the system in Southeast Asia region, and there is a urgency into the system, so we can handle this process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you are creating this manually, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So how you are creating this manually from a reference or directly you can you are going to create means all the fields you are maintaining by your own.
If yes, sir, we use reference also with the if you required raw material creation into the system, so we use this another raw material and check the similarities what required into the system. So with this we can use
Mm.
and create.
Okay.
Because every field we cannot remind and create our own.
Mm, mm. Okay. Okay, then that's it for the interview. Let's connect for one more session for the evaluation. Okay, your communication is good. Okay, but some things you need to be prepared of something you need to be a little bit better. So, okay, so let's say,
Actually,
yeah.
actually, sir, uh, from last 5 years, I have not attended any interview. That's why
Okay, okay, not an issue,
I
not
am
an issue.
nervous little bit.
Yeah, not a problem. We are having the mock interview session for that only, so that you will be not feeling nervous in the real interview. Okay.
Yes.
So that is not an issue. This is a common issue with the people who don't attend the
Mm-hmm.
interview. So in the starting, you will face some nervousness. So that is not an issue. But the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
let's start with your resume. So in your
Okay.
resume, you have mentioned like, let's say you are mentioning support project, implementation project, and all the things you are mentioning. But in the
Mm-hmm.
implementation project, when I asked you what have you done in the implementation project, you have only said like I have done the, let's say, reporting part, and I have assisting my senior consultant with the, let's say, tables and all the things. So that
Mm-hmm.
will be that no one will consider as a, let's say, working on an implementation project, because it is a
Okay. Okay.
simple thing. It is a simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
It can be done in the support project also. You can develop
Also.
a custom reports you can develop, and you can
Mm-hmm.
do the FS and all the things. It can be done by that. So
Okay.
implementation project means it will be if it is a S4 HANA, then it will be
Mm-hmm.
four-step process, right? Four phases are there.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a ECC
Yes.
process, there is a five-step process is
Five.
there,
Five pages.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
likewise, you have to practice. Likewise,
Great.
you have to prepare what are the phases what you have done. That's okay
Mm.
if you are saying I am not
And
active. Yes.
if I have prepared that 5 pages or 4 pages, so
Mm,
if there is a need to prepare it in a deep or just need to explain the definitions only.
that's what I'm telling. So let's say if you are saying I have worked on an implementation project in S4 HANA, so there are four phases to that. Okay. In
Mhm.
each phases there are some works are there. Let's say in the
Mhm.
second phase you will be going for a, let's say, for the preparation, right? For the
Mhm.
configuration part, you are going to do the configuration. So in that part, you need to be prepare what kind of things you have configured, right? If you have
Mhm.
configured some organization structure, if you have done some number ranges or anything, you need to
Mhm.
be prepared on that. So
Okay.
prepare on that. What are the organization structures that I have asked you already, but
Mhm.
you have answered it in a different way. Okay,
Mhm.
so that's okay. That you need to, first thing you need to
Mhm.
understand what your interviewer is asking. Okay, what is
Okay.
his,
Okay.
what the answer
Question.
he needs. Okay, what is the question,
Mhm.
what the answer he needs.
Mhm.
Answer according to that. Okay, so
Okay.
I believe from the interview, what I have asked, you have only told me the process and what you have prepared on. Okay, you are
Mhm.
you are not answering to the point. What is getting means what I have questioned you, you have not answered to that, but you have
Mhm.
answered overall process or what you have prepared on. You have answered on that. Okay, so in that
Mhm.
in that case, if the interviewer will know like you have no real experience. Okay, you are
Mhm.
only
Mhm.
having this certification and you have done the theory part, you have done that, and you have some kind of experience. Likewise, whatever you have mentioned, like some business process and all the things, so they will
Mhm.
know that you are working, but you are not professionally SAP consultant. Okay, consultant.
Mhm.
Okay, so you are
Yeah.
explaining the whole process like end user or like a process basis. Okay, you are
Mhm.
not explaining the process.
As per the SAP
Yes,
configuration.
yes, that you need to be sure. Okay, so that is about implementation project. So whatever configuration you have done, that you need to
Mhm.
be prepared. So this much of
Mhm.
configuration I have done. No need to like whatever you are mentioning, like I was not a active participant. That is okay. That is not a problem. But you
Mhm.
need to be say something that I was there. I know the process, but I have done some
Mhm.
configuration. It will be not like that you
Mhm.
have only configured the form or the reports part. Okay,
Right, right.
okay, and
The standard configuration
mm,
can we
mm,
can ask them.
sure, sure. Just mention like if they're asking what is the organization structure, you can
Mhm.
say how much plants you are using, how much purchase organization you are using, how much storage
Mhm.
locations are there, so that you can
Yeah.
mention to them. Okay,
Yeah. Actually, I have checked in my real-time system in my company.
Hmm.
So how many storage locations are there,
Hmm.
and how many plants we
Hmm.
have, what the company and company codes,
Hmm.
and how
Hmm.
many purchasing organizations we are
Hmm.
using in
Hmm.
real time.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That you just need to prepare, that you just need
yeah.
to like revise a
Just
bit.
need to revise and need to
Yes,
explain it properly
yes.
as
Don't
per the SAP.
don't don't tell them like nomenclatures, like whatever company code you are using or whatever plants you are using. Don't tell the
Mhm.
nomenclature to them. Just
Yeah.
let them explain, like likewise you are saying we have 32 plants all over the world, so you
Mhm.
can let them know like we have all over the world, we have the I means plants we have all over the world, but right now we are supporting or we have configured for the Asia region. So for Asia
Mhm.
region, how much plants are there? Okay, and
Mhm.
what are the plants are there? Okay, just explain like
Yeah.
in Asia region we have 5 to 6 plants, or any name, any number you can say. Let's say whatever
Mhm.
you are saying for India, we have 3 plants. Okay, so you can
Mhm.
also like minimize to that extent also, like we have only done for the Indian configuration. That also you can, that part also you can say like in India we have
Yes.
three
Yes.
plants. In that three plants
Mhm.
we have three purchase organization, or maybe one purchase organization. How you are doing it, you can mention that. Okay,
Mhm.
so likewise you have to
So
prepare.
we had a rollout project in Delhi plant in
Hmm.
2019.
Hmm.
So can I mention this in my resume also?
Yeah, you can mention I have rollout project, you can mention it.
Mm. So implementation or rollout, there are both are same, or is there in any difference?
See, in implementation project we will be doing from the scratch. Okay, there will be no SAP,
Mhm.
we will be doing from the
Yes.
starting.
Yes.
Everything we will be configuring, everything we will be maintaining, every configuration, each and every
Mhm. Mhm.
configuration. But rollout project, what happens? Basically, rollout project, you have SAP already there, you just
Mhm.
extending that SAP support to one more location. Okay,
Yeah.
or
So.
to one more
Uh,
business. So there will,
mhm.
like there will be company code will be there, GL accounts will be there,
Yes. Yes.
everything will be there.
Right.
You are just creating a new plant for this and new purchasing organization, and all the, let's say, material
Storage
needs to be
location.
extended, and relevant
Mhm.
fields you need to do it. But you don't need to start it from the scratch, right? Everything you don't need, you just have to configure some new things, and you have to roll, means you have to extend some settings, you have to just extend it, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's it. you
So.
can you can mention the rollout project, it will be like
Mhm.
beneficial. Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So how was my explanation like
we
for
are
other
not
questions?
we are not yet completed, I'm going one by one. Okay,
Okay,
so
okay.
okay, so let's come to first P2P cycle. Okay, so
Mhm, mhm,
P2P cycle, as I have mentioned, you are explaining it, but you are explaining it like a layman language. Okay, layman language
mhm,
means
mhm.
you are explaining as a, let's say, end user perspective, you are explaining.
Uh-huh.
Whenever there
Mm,
is someone is asking you for a answer, like what is the process, or they are asking you for a SAP consultant role. Okay, so they are
mhm,
not
mhm,
asking you a end user role, that you need to know the process or why the how the process is flowing. You know the process, that's okay, that's good, because we need to have the process flow knowledge, that is okay. But you need
mhm.
to mention it as per the SAP point of view. Okay, so if anyone
Okay.
is asking you for P2P cycle, don't go into the
Mm,
details. Just go,
mm,
just tell them like if there is a P2P cycle, we are starting it from the PR, we are ending with
mm,
IR. Okay,
mhm.
so in the
Okay.
PR to IR process, if there is some requirement is generating some for different department, as you have mentioned, just tell them I
Mm,
is there is any department having any requirement, then PR will be generated. According to that, for that PR, if we have the vendors known, then we will be proceeding for the PO directly. If we don't know the vendor, then we will
mhm,
proceed for the RFQ quotation and all the things we need to proceed for that one.
mm.
Okay, and
Okay.
then next, once your PO has been created, then you have to send it to the vendor, and vendor will provide you the material. Then you will be do the GR, then you will be doing the IR. That is a simple process. It will be a
Hmm,
simple
hmm, hmm.
explanation and a shorter explanation. Okay, they will
Yes,
know.
yes, yes.
They will know. You know the SAP. You know the process. Both of the things are completed. If you explain it like a long process, it will be consume time, and they will know like this is not a right way to. Means
Hmm, hmm,
this
hmm.
person is not that much of experience. Okay, and
Okay.
everything is same with that. Let's say for the subcontracting process also maintain
Hmm,
the same thing, like whenever we need a material but we are not manufacturing or the process is not there, so we are just
hmm,
supplying the material to the vendor. How you are supplying the material to the vendor? Through 541 moment type. Okay, so
hmm.
there
Yes.
is a PGI. In the PGI you are doing 541. Then after
Hmm.
the manufacturing is done or the material is produced, then vendor will send you the material, so you will receive it in 101. But in the item level it will be 543. Okay, that's it.
Yes,
That's it,
yes.
the process. If they are asking how you're paying to the vendor, then you can let
Hmm,
them know like payment is not in our part, but as per the PIR price, what is the info record is there, so as per that
hmm.
payments will be done. Okay, so you can
Yes.
explain like make your explanation shorter and
Hmm, hmm.
the point. Okay,
Yeah,
and
to the point.
yes. And the next thing I have asked you about the let's say consignment process, right? So I have
Hmm,
asked you how you are receiving the consignment stock. Don't explain whole process to that, because
hmm.
someone is asking you how you are receiving, then you can let them know. Um, we are in the PO, we are maintaining the item category as K, right? For
Hmm,
the
hmm.
consignment, we are making it as K. So whenever we are doing the MyGo, it will be done in 101K. Automatically it will be coming as 101K. So
Yes.
in that let's say process, we will be receiving the consignment material,
Receiving material.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So next come to your stock transfer order. So let's say for stock transport also, you are there are 4 to 5 processes are there. Okay,
Hmm,
so there is intercompany, intra-company. So if you are saying we are using a intra-company, need to mention like if you are going for a let's say shipping process or without shipping process, that you need to mention
hmm, hmm, hmm.
we are going
Yes,
for
yes.
shipping process or without shipping process. And with that shipping process you need to tell them the process flow. Okay, the
Hmm, hmm.
PR will be there, STO will be there, then PGI will be there, then the stock will be received, right?
Yes.
So that's the process you need to answer them. Next,
Okay.
let's come to your material master configuration and vendor master
Hmm,
configuration. Okay,
hmm, hmm.
so whatever you have may explained, that is not wrong, not right. No one can comment on that. Okay, but
Hmm, hmm.
in real time interview, they will tell as they perceive, as they say, that is their perception. Okay,
Hmm,
because normally if you say there is a MDM team, so basically if
hmm.
there is a MDM team, they will be responsible for all the creation part. Okay, so first thing,
Yes, yes.
there are two different roles. One is a consultant role and one is a end user role. So in the
Hmm.
consultant role, mostly we don't create any kind of master data, or we don't have any access to that transactional data performing. Okay, so like the
Hmm.
PO creation, vendor master creation, this material master creation. Likewise, if you are saying like, okay, I have maintained something, let's say in the support
Hmm.
project, likewise you have said there are some material they have uploaded or they have some created some material. We have some, let's say there were some fields were missing. We have maintained it manually. That's okay. That's not a
Hmm.
problem. We can maintain it. So that's how you can explain like I don't have means we don't have created any material master, but sometimes there is
Hmm.
like some material comes to our let's say SAP system, but there is some
Hmm.
fields are missing, so we manually check what are the fields are missing, so we can, if it is possible to
Okay.
maintain it manually, we process it, or else we can ask our MDM team to resend the material with correct data. We just mention the what
Okay.
is the data are missing, we just mention them to resend the data with the correct data, right?
Hmm.
So that you can
So we
mention.
can we can mention like we are responsible to maintain the some fields are missing into the material
Yeah, you can.
master.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
say you can say we have maintained the material master, but don't say that we are creating the material master, because material
Mm-hmm.
master in real time there are lot of fields are there. So if you are copying
Mm-hmm.
from one existing material also, there will be some details will be needed. So in that practice, no
Mm-hmm.
one means no one does this to create a material master. Okay, create material master or
Mm-hmm.
vendor master, they don't use it. Okay, so if your MDM team is there, if you're saying there is a MDM team is there, just be
Mm-hmm.
means be focused on that, that MDM team is creating all the things. If there is some changes of, if there is some error is coming, like let's say you are saying the ERS indicator, like some vendor is missing the ERS indicator, some vendor is created new and they are missing the ERS indicator, for that you are not able to perform the ERS activity. So let's say
Yes,
that
yes.
that is a thing that you can change. So those kind of things you can tell them. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
I have asked you for the vendor master creation and vendor master configuration. So basically vendor master configuration is the back end process what we are doing in the
Mm-hmm.
consultant level, so you need to be
Yes.
telling on that. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
we have configured the vendor master in back end, but vendor master creation done by either your business or by your MDM team. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yes.
that's it. And the interview I have directly asked you, like we have made it simple. Okay, we have made it
Mm-hmm.
simple, and I am asking you question, I am giving you hint, but in the real interview they will not provide you
Mm-hmm.
hint, they will just ask you question, and there will be some situation based question will be there. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes,
you
yes.
need to analyze it, need to answer it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so that's it for the interview. So you need to prepare a little bit for the process also, and for
Yes,
the
yes.
real time also, and for the
Mm-hmm.
support project. Okay, for the support
Yes.
project you need to prepare for some tickets. Okay, be
Yes,
prepared
yes.
on that.
Actually, in real-time interview, if anyone asking for what type of
Hmm,
challenges you faced in
hmm,
your organization,
hmm.
so anyone can stuck in it. So what can I need
Yes.
to say? Yeah.
So you can tell them like the difficult situation that you are getting in the support project. Likewise, you have mentioned like there is a material upload, and we are facing some challenges over there. So that things you can mention. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, for regular activities like regular tickets, you need to prepare on some tickets like you have mentioned for the ERS indicator and anything. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
be prepared on some tickets on that. Means
Yeah,
if
okay.
it is a support project, they will ask you some questions on that. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Okay.
okay, then prepare, and yeah, prepare on the process also. Be focused on
Mm-hmm.
your answers, what are the questions and what are the
Okay.
answers you need to provide. So be focused on that, and all the best.
And what about that PIPO? Actually, we have process industry.
Hmm, hmm.
Yeah. So I have some explain you about the process orders. Is there?
Not a problem.
We have.
Not a problem. Not a problem. You have explained it well, because like
Mhm.
for process, like let's say for a production plant, there will be a PP consultant will be there, right?
Yes, yes,
They will be configuring the process order and all the things. We are not responsible for
yes.
that as a consultant, but basically
Mhm.
there will be some let's say some integration part will be there. So that things you
Yes.
need to be sure. And if you are
Mhm.
mentioning the MRP in your profile, be
Mm.
like little bit ready for the MRP questions also. You
Yes,
are
yes.
okay.
Actually, for MRP, I have types of MRP and
Hmm, hmm,
in it, all the thing. But
hmm,
I am just confusing in that VVPD and that keys.
hmm. That's not a problem. Just in MRP area, see, whatever I have asked you, MRP area and MRP controller.
MRP
Okay.
controller.
Okay,
Yes.
so MRP area is basically on which location we are performing the MRP run. It may be
Run.
in the storage location, it may be in the plant. You have to
Mhm.
maintain that MRP area in which area you are preparing for the MRP run. Next comes to
Mm-hmm.
MRP controller. MRP controller is the person who is responsible to run this MRP. So that may be your manager, or that may be your let's say whoever may be. You are
Mm-hmm.
just making them that they are responsible for the MRP run. Okay.
MRP run. Okay.
Yeah. So that's it.
Mm-hmm.
These are the basic thing. There is no means.
Okay.
Okay.
And in stock transfer STO,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I have a lot of confusion in it. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
what type of questions are there in STO?
STO, there will be basically five processes. Okay. In five
Mhm.
processes, three processes are simple transfer in the, let's say, storage location to storage location, plant to plant, simple single step. Those are the process. But major
Mhm.
two process are there for a intra company, for a inter company. Intra company
Mhm.
means there will be no billing, but if you have some shipping process, like let's say you
Mhm.
have a plant in, let's say you are saying you have a plant in Gurgaon, and
Mhm.
you have a plant in, let's say, Chennai, Bangalore, or any other places. Okay, so
Mhm.
in that case, you are sending the material from one location to another location, but that location is distance. Okay,
Mhm.
it is a distant location. So in that case, you need to prepare a shipping for that. Okay, shipping needs to
Yes,
be
yes,
done.
yes.
So let's
Mm.
say for that you need to configure all the shipping points and all the things you need to configure, and you have to configure the ST part over there. So that is the
Mm.
basic process. If your
Okay, okay.
both of the storage location, let's say one storage location is in Gurgaon, and one storage location is nearby only. Okay, so in that
Mhm.
case you don't need to go for a shipping process. Directly you can send the material, you can receive it. Okay,
Mhm.
and the last one is intercompany. So intercompany means many people are saying many situations over here. So let's say there will be two company codes will be there, or maybe you are transferring from one state to another state also. That
Yes,
maybe
yes.
in some company they will say it is a intra company,
Mm.
intercompany.
So,
Why?
in this, the SD part can need to ask, tell them
No,
by
they will not ask you. You don't need to answer that. You need to say that ST
because
consultant.
in stock transport with delivery and with billing document, can we need to explain that in delivery type in SD that we use in LCC
Yes,
and
that's need to be said, because that NLCC and all, it comes under the PO screen itself, right?
yes, yes,
So
yes.
yeah, so if there will be any error or any issues will be coming under the delivery type, you need to be sure on
Mm-hmm.
that. So you need to just mention that what are the fields are there. You are not responsible to configure that or change anything.
Yeah.
Okay, you are not
Yes, yes,
responsible
yes.
for that. That needs to be done by
Okay.
your SD consultant, but you need to be sure
Mm-hmm.
what are the fields are there, what are the
Okay.
delivery types are
So
there.
if there is any error, so we need to know what type of errors are
Hmm,
there. So
hmm,
that's why we
hmm.
need to have knowledge for this.
Yes, yes.
Okay. And you asked a question regarding purchase order configuration.
Mhm.
So
So purchase order configuration means you have mentioned like you have configured purchase order screen selection and field selection. So if you
mhm,
are mentioning that, you need to be sure what are the field selection that you have done. Okay, so maybe go through the screen selection process or field selection process. There you can say
mhm,
like we don't need this thing, so we have suppressed this, or we have hidden this field, or we have marked this as a let's say for PR to PO creation, you have marked the
mhm,
PR field as a let's say hidden, let's say a display field. So no one can
mhm.
enter the PR manually. You can mention like that.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, I think we can also mention that numbers there are in item line 10,
Anything,
20.
anything you can mention as per business requirement. You can do anything. If they are asking you about the real time question, real time scenario, then you can say as per our business requirement we have done this, because this was required from our business. Okay, there is nothing wrong
Actually,
in that.
in my company, there is a in item line there is a tab, India tab.
Hmm.
So what is the use of this tab?
India
Because
tab.
in that tab, there is nothing mentioned in it.
Hmm.
Actually, this tab is just showing under that item
Okay.
area.
So I believe this is a customized app they have done. Okay. So they
Mm-hmm.
need something in the like the location or anything. There might be
Mm-hmm.
some significance to that. So
Oh.
that's why they have developed that field.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's why they have developed that tab, and that is coming for you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay then. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.